What's up, troopers? You are here with the 501st Common Chatter. It is your boy Will. And as you can see, I have joined by Emily.
I've taken over the podcast. I mean, no, I haven't.
Welcome, Emily. Welcome to the episode. Um, Thank you for filling in very late notice.
That's
I
okay.
appreciate that. So if you guys haven't seen any of the promotional stuff I've been doing for it, this episode, me and Emily are going to be breaking down the Star Wars celebration, what we did, what we saw, what we bought, stuff like that. Emily's got a couple of photos as well to show us, which would be quite cool. Looking forward to seeing some of these. So yeah.
Are we going to see your photos as well?
I mean, I haven't got them all ready yet, but I promise I will be posting them. Rural's listening already. Rural's ready for this. I think he's excited. So let us start with Friday at Celebration. Now, Emily, how did you find the queue in the morning on the Friday?
I rocked up to what I thought was fashionably late at 10:30, but it wasn't fashionably late because everybody else was fashionably late. So there was a fair queue, but I had to wait about half an hour, so got in at 11.
Oh, what? Even when you got there at like
10:30? Yeah, I had to wait half an hour in a queue to get in for 11 because I think everyone turned up late.
Well, I got there on the Friday probably about 8:45 ish. I was like, I don't know what the queue's gonna be, so I might as well get there now, and then I can judge it for like the rest of the time there. And yeah, I was there. Long queue, stood there. I made the mistake on Friday of I was like, right, I'm just going to stay on my feet all day. I'm just going to stand. I'm just going to keep going. I shouldn't have done that. Everyone else around me was sort of sitting down. I was like, I should have probably done that.
You knackered yourself for the rest of every other day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Friday, I had a very sort of chilled day. I only had one thing to sort of get. So that was like in the afternoon. So I spent like the morning. I had a little look at like the main stage, took some photos, had a look at the vendors. Yeah, I was just blown away by the size of this place. I don't know if you've ever been to the XL before.
Oh, plenty of time. Plenty of time for me.
So you knew what you were expecting.
Yeah.
For me, this was so. I don't think I've ever been.
Yeah, I can imagine for someone who hasn't been there before, you're like, whoa, this is huge.
Like that room where you queued up in at the start. I don't think I've ever been in a room that big in my entire life before. It was massive. Yeah, and it was just crazy. just nuts. And but just seeing everyone in the different cosplays, costume, I was like, this is like the best time ever. I can't wait. But yeah, so what did you do when you sort of first got in then?
When I first got in, I'll be honest, I was really overwhelmed because there was like loads of people, because obviously they didn't spread out all the stuff along all the halls. It was all at one end, wasn't it?
Yep.
So when everyone got let in, they all went down the same direction. So like it was way cramped. So I went to my partner, I was like, let's just hop in by these seats here and just wait. So I sat down, had some snacks, waited like 20 minutes, and then by that point everyone had come in, so it was easy to just stroll down by that point. I think everyone headed straight to the shops was the issue. So yeah, I tried to look at the shops. I attempted to. I had zero luck. It was way too busy. So then I think we went up and got a coffee. But like I quickly like looked at everything and I was like, okay, I'm gonna come back on the other days or whatever. And then we went outside and I did a photo shoot that I had booked. So this is life of a cosplayer, really. I had a photo shoot that I had booked with this guy from America called Ryan and his friend Austin. He's Ryloff Photos. I think it's Ryloff Photos on Instagram. So he normally does a lot of pictures at Anaheim and stuff from what I've seen. We did a photo shoot with him. My Jedi was a Wolfpack one, and we had a Wolf clone. And then my partner Terry was Clone Wars Obi-Wan, and he had a Cody with him. So we did a little photo shoot for like an hour, which is good fun. What else did I do that day? I'm trying to remember. I took loads of photos with lots of cosplayers, as you do. I really can't remember. Let me look at my phone quick. the millions of pictures will remind me. Oh, that was it. I had a photo with Mads Mikkelsen at the end of the day.
Oh, well, there you go.
There we go.
How was Mads?
He was, as you would expect Mads Mikkelsen to be. He was almost in character, like dead serious, like kind of very. What's the word? Like he presents himself in a very professional way. He was very much like that.
Cool. Yeah, Rural just said, hope you both kept in mind on who all was around you at any given time.
I tried to look out.
Same. I was having a little look around. I will get to a funny story in a minute, which for me was quite humbling, quite surreal. Derpy Entertainment says, can't wait 2 years from now not to be able to afford to go to Japan. But I also have a funny story about that as well, which I can't wait to tell you. So Friday, after I'd had a look around, I decided, do you know what? I'm not gonna rush. I want to take it in. So I thought I'm gonna go to the live stage. And I got there quite early. So I got like right at the front. And obviously while I was by the live stage, queuing up, talking to people, Star Wars Lucasfilm Showcase was going on. And to all of you people who got into that, you're very lucky. I wish I had. They showed the footage of like the Acolyte, which from what I've heard looks very good. They announced 3 new Star Wars films, which we can't wait. As Star Wars films. Dave Filoni's doing one. But I think John Watts was doing one. So I can't remember who was doing the other one. And yeah, so we got those. We got Daisy Ridley's coming back for her film.
Hopefully they'll give her better writing this time.
I think everyone was very excited to see her come out. You know, even people who aren't big fans of the sequel, even they could like appreciate and was like, oh my God, she's back. Which, you know.
You got a second chance, guys, to make it better.
Yes, don't give her hate. Also, the Ahsoka trailer dropped. Now, I've got to be honest, I was at the live stage when they finally showed us the trailer. And can I just say, the excitement of Star Wars fans when something gets revealed is unmatched. Like, I was surrounded by people that I've never met in my life, I've never seen before. And there was moments in the trailer where it was literally the whole place was screaming, you know, seeing the back of someone's blue head. Literally, everyone was like, I know who that is. And it was like so surreal. Seeing some people come out on stage, just incredible. Like, I loved it. Just, yeah, the whole atmosphere, to be honest, was so electric. Like, you know, especially the first day for me, because, you know, there's obviously people who'd gone to Celebration before, who'd gone to the XL. So you guys had a sort of an idea on what was going on. For me, I was going in blind. I didn't know what to expect. And for me, when I saw that big ATST by the live stage, I literally was like,
yeah,
I was like, it's actual full size. I was like, this is mad.
I mean, even I was blown away because even with the Comic-Cons there, they don't have stuff that big on show. So
So Rural's put, I've got to see some pirated video of the Acolyte and also Skeleton Crew. Yes, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that's, again, I'm very excited for both of them. It's Star Wars projects.
I've literally seen nothing of either of them, and I actually know nothing about either of them because I haven't looked into it. It's gone under my radar. Like, I know they're coming out, but
Durfee has said, I've given Acolyte a chance, just not a fan of the director choice for their past work. Interesting. Well, let's see how they handle it, because I'm looking forward to seeing a different era of it when we get it. But yeah, so what else did I do on Friday? I had a look around the sort of vendors. I basically, Friday was like, I want to give myself a feel for the place, because I'm going to be back here for 3 more days. I want to know where everything is, really. I got myself some lunch. Now, to people who don't know London and like XL prices, it's expensive.
The vendors were the exact same ones they have for the normal Comic-Con.
Oh, right. Okay. I bought myself a Subway for lunch. I bought a foot-long packet of crisps and a drink. £13.
That was smart. That was smart, though. That was the safe choice.
Yeah, but still, it was £13 for a Subway.
I queued up for 20 minutes, which isn't too bad for XL. I queued up for 20 minutes to get a burger and chips, because on the sign it said burger and chips. And then we sat down to eat it. And then I looked at the sign again, and it had a V next to it. So I had a vegan burger and chips that I'd paid an arm and a leg for, and it was vegan. But I was so tired and hungry, I just saw burger and chips on the side and were like, beeline for it.
Just like, that's what I'm having. I then, what else did I do? So yeah, that day I went to the local Morrison's, and I bought myself like a pack of 6 cans of Cokes, some crisps, some like chocolate bars, and then I packed that in my bag for like the next couple of days, because I was like, otherwise I'm gonna be spending a fortune on food. I knew I was going to be spending a fortune on merchandise anyway. I will be putting up all my pictures anyway, but I am wearing my Star Wars Celebration top that I got today.
Hell yeah.
I will go on as well to the staff at the shop, because I got to give them a shout out, because they were actually amazing with my situation of Royal Mail losing it, but I'll get onto that in a bit. So what we got from Rory, he put, also glad the only Twitterverse post will put up at Stars, he say, first time at Star Wars Celebration, should be taken in, not too much Twitter. Well, that was my point. I didn't want to be, if you've noticed that the posts and that haven't been very a lot, that's just because I was taking it in. I'm going to do all my pictures and posts when I'm done, you know. I'm still living in the moment from it, really, you know.
I didn't post anything whilst I was there. Like,
I think I just did it, like, I don't think I even posted when I was there. I just posted when I was in the evening back at the apartment, or just before I left, and showing off my t-shirt for the day, because I saw everyone else posting these amazing cosplays, like yourself. You were like, this is what I'm wearing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Jonah did it. I was like, I might as well just show what t-shirt I'm wearing each day. So yeah, so did you meet anyone Friday?
As in like
autographs, photo ops?
Oh no, only Mads. I forgot to say, I also went to, it was probably the only panel thing I went to. I went and watched the Dad Batch pod at the end of Friday.
Oh yeah.
That was really good. They basically did like a live podcast with everyone. Yeah. And talked about the Bad Batch, so.
Who doesn't love the Bad Batch? Yes, what else? So Friday, now before I go on about my experience with this guy, I have seen this picture and I love this guy even more for it. On Friday, I met D. Bradley Baker, right? Emily, I'll send you this video afterwards because it's a brilliant photo. So there was like the Clone Wars quadruple photo
Yes.
of like Ashley, Matt, James, and Dee. There's a photo of all three of them like doing this like pose with their hands and looking cool. And Dee Bradley Baker like is genuinely flying across in front of him. His legs are off the ground. He is diving across. And I couldn't believe it when I saw this. I was like, what is he doing?
If you look through on his Instagram, if you go to the tagged bit, you look through where everyone shared the photo ops with him, every single one is like a different funny face or pose or whatever.
I'm going to have to look that up because this guy, wow, I love this guy already. So cool. So yeah, he was running quite late. Not gonna lie, on the Friday, I got to him sort of on time, but he was 2 hours late.
So I think a lot of people had experiences like that. I think it was more down to Reed Pop's organization.
Okay.
Because they apparently they had obviously they were dragging celebrities for the live stage, group photos, and they just kept mucking it all up, really.
Yeah. But yeah, when Deeb finally turned up, he was very he was taking his time with everyone, which was quite nice. It wasn't like hi, sign, bye. You got to have a little bit of a conversation with him, which was quite nice. Personally, I felt the photos that they had available for him to sign were not very good.
Apparently, that was like it for a few of the celebs, and then they got better towards the end. Like they printed out some more.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because for Dee Bradley Baker, when I saw him, they only had one young Rex, like Clone Wars Rex, and it was him and Cody. Like they had 3 Rexes from Rebels. They had the rest were like Bad Batch. Like for me, Rex is my guy. I love Rex. So I personally would have liked to have got more choices for a young Rex, but
they probably did it because obviously Ahsoka's coming out, which is Rebels characters, and then obviously Bad Batch has just come out. But yeah, seeing as that's like people that is one of people's favorites, so.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was a nice one. I wore my Bad Batch top with him, and he's like, I love your t-shirt, it's so cool. And then he was like, in his record voice, he was like, yeah, love it. I was just like, this is so cool. And then I had to ask him because it's Dee Bradley Baker. I was like, so who's your favorite clone? And he was like, at the moment, it's Crosshair. He was like, I really like where they're going with this character. I like what they're doing with his sort of arc. Yeah, but he was like, I've got a load of favorites. He's like, I really like Mayday. He's like, Fives is just iconic. Just a really nice guy, and I'm very glad that I got to meet him, and yeah. Made my Friday seeing him. But yeah, so that was pretty much what I did on the Friday. I didn't really do too much. I didn't go to I didn't really do any of the shops or that because it was just way too many people. Like if you wanted to go to any of these booths, like the Lego shop one or the stuff, you kind of had to go in early because it was quite quiet, or towards the end of the day. But then by then, like everyone had sold out of everything, So it's like, do you go and have a little look, or do you go when there's like nothing left? Like, so yeah. So then I had a chilled Friday night.
I didn't. I had one too many drinks, and then I had to wear clone armor the next day, and I was hanging out my ass. And then, like you said, that was the day you saw me. You went, you looked really tired, and I was like, yeah, I was really like hungover. So I just heated my helmet.
I did feel for you because I was like, when I saw you, and you just were like, hey, I was like, you good? How you doing? And you're like, I'm good. I was like, okay, I can clearly see that.
No, it wasn't good.
And you were like, I'm gonna see how much longer I can last today. But yeah, so Friday I got Saturday, sorry, I got there early because I was like, I want to try and see if I can get into the Ahsoka panel because that, you know, I wanted to see if I could. Now I got into the queue for going in at like 8:10, and so then I sat down, chilled out, had a really nice time. Got in, and then as soon as I was going in, I was like, right, I'm going straight to like celebration stage, right down the end. And then as I got in, there was a massive long queue to get in that was queuing for the Galaxy stage already. And I could see the twin stage queue was already like full. I was like, I'm not even going to bother now. There's no point because there was just way too many people.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I waited around for the by the live stage. And I met up with Chloe, who, you know, we hung out for the day, which was quite nice.
Was she the Padme?
She was the Padme. So, you know, we hung out for the day because, you know, we actually worked together. So it's quite cool, you know, meeting up with people like that. The only thing I had on the sort of, again, on the Saturday was Ewan, but I'll get to that in a bit. But can I just say, I got very lucky that I was sort of waiting around by, you know, where the heroes and villains sort of stand was?
Yes, yeah.
I was waiting around there and I was on my phone. I think I was looking for something. I can't remember what. I think I was looking at the schedule, like on the app. So I was doing that. And then I just heard like some guy being like, out of the way, please, out of the way. And I've just like turned and I've just made eye contact with John Favreau. I was like, and he was like, hi. And so I've like moved out the way, and then he's kept on going with his security, and I've just been like, did that just?
You're like, damn, that was cool.
I was like, what? But yeah, so obviously I waited around by the live stage, got to see Dave and John come out on stage, and these two guys are amazing. I love them. Like, for me, watching Dave Filoni get emotional and like almost teary at the like love and support that he's gotten from the fans was just, for me, like everyone around me was just like, we love you, Dave. And it's just like, oh, bless him. But yeah, what a day. What else did they reveal on the Saturday? Did they reveal anything? Well, we got is it Lars Mikkelsen?
Yes.
Come back as Thrawn. Now, I do have a funny thing about that because I was talking to Chloe at the time, and they just showed the trailer again on the screen, and I was like, looking at the back of his head and the sort of the way his sort of shoulders move, I was like, that could be Sam Witwer. I was like, that could be Sam Witwer. And then where they were putting like the tweets for celebration, just as I said that, one went along the bottom saying, so happy Lars Mikkelsen is coming back as Thrawn. I was like, oh, okay, so it's Lars.
It wasn't Sam.
No, I got that one completely wrong.
It definitely would have tested his voice acting capabilities.
I mean, Sam is a very talented, very capable voice actor. I love his work anyway. I think he's so cool. But yeah, I think for me, there was only one person that had to come back. So, you know, Lars. But yeah, so that was nice that he's coming back. What else did you do on the Saturday then? considering you were in your clone armor all day.
I actually spent most of the day outside, which was kind of depressing. But I had to. I went outside for a bit. Terry stayed at the live stage and saw the Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni thing. But I was outside. I waited around, had some lunch outside, and then I had my clone trooper meet that I was in charge of. There was 40 clone troopers that turned up.
Wow.
So I had to do group photos, and then I made them all dance for TikToks. And then Terry went and got our Mads photo signed. So I didn't go because it was at the same time as the clone trooper meet, which was a bit of a pain. But apparently when Terry went up to get it signed, he went, "So who am I signing this to?" And he went, "Oh, to Terry and Emily." And he went, "Well, where's Emily?" And he went, "Oh, she's a clone trooper. She's outside doing a clone trooper meet." And he went, "Oh, I really love the Clone Wars." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
Oh, that's that's quite a cool little detail, finding that out.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to try and get into the Clone Wars 15th anniversary panel. I went there an hour and a half earlier before it started. All the stages were already full.
Wow.
So I went home.
Yeah. I've got to give a shout out to this guy because he's actually. It was quite a funny little moment that we had. So obviously in the queue to see D. Bradley Baker, I got chatting to this guy called Sam from New York. I don't know if he's going to be listening to this at some point, but he said he was going to check out the podcast. But yeah, he was from New York and he went to Anaheim last year, and we were talking about the clones and D. Bradley Baker and stuff like this. And he paid for a quote on his photo. And so I said, "Oh, what quote are you going to get him? Are you going to get D to put?" And he said, "Do you know what? I'm going to be different. I'm going to get him to put his favorite quote on the picture." So I thought, "Oh, okay, that's going to be cool." So he comes over to me after he's got his picture signed. He's like, "Oh, that was so cool, nice," and all that. I was like, "Oh, okay." So he'd got a Bad Batch picture.
Yeah.
And he had put in, D. Bradley Baker had signed it to Sam, D. Bradley Baker, quotation marks, "for the Republic." And I was like, I don't remember the Bad Batch ever saying that.
No.
And he was like, "Oh, bugger." He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna." Okay.
He should have asked him to put his favourite Bad Batch quote on it.
Yes, he should have done.
Or picked a different picture.
Yeah, I thought that was quite funny though. The fact that he hasn't realised until afterwards, where he's been like, "Oh, okay." So Rural has put,
"Thank you, Rural."
Miss M's day 2 clone photo dump was great. I have seen some of your clone photo meets up.
Saturday was mostly picture day because I kept getting stopped for pictures as well, so I couldn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, and then obviously bumped into you at some point as well on the Saturday. Was quite cool. Got to be you and your partner, which was nice. You both, like I said, you both looked very tired.
We're really, both of us are not early morning people. Like on like Terry's days off stuff, we don't get out till like 11. So even getting up at like 8 in the morning was like tough for us.
Yeah, I am. So yeah, that was most of my day 2. And then I had my photo with Ewan on the Saturday. Now, I'm just going to put it out there. What I think they did with the photo op with Ewan was so clever. Like, so to those who weren't there, Ewan is currently filming something at the minute. I don't know what he's.
We don't know. Oh.
I'm going to have to look it up.
I'd like an explanation for his moustache, to be honest.
So yeah, so he's currently filming something at the minute. So I had an email on the Friday, and there was posters all over the photo ops bit. So because of their current COVID procedures policy, you couldn't obviously shake his hand or be close with him. You had to get your temperature checked before meeting him. But what they decided to do, instead of putting like a little plastic glass screen between you, they
Which
put
I've
an
had
art.
before.
Yeah, I think that might have been how like Rory met Hayden. I think it was sort of during COVID times. So so they put an R2D2 between the two of you, and that's what sort of separated you. You know, so it's quite natural. You got like a photo with you and an R2D2.
I thought the R2 looked cool.
It's R2.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah, so I got in and I went in there and I met him, and immediately my heart sort of stopped because I've gone in, and as I'm walking over to him, he's been like, "Hello there."
You're like, damn it.
I was like, he said it. I was like,
And then did you say, "That's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi"?
I should have been like, what the hell? So, but yeah, I was just like, hi. And I had my Kenobi top on, and he was like, "Oh, what's your name?" I was like, "Will." He's like, "Oh, I love your shirt." And then had to be like I didn't know, like, because he put one hand on R2. I was like, do I put
And then
one
you
hand?
were like, "Oh, let's
then
have
I
a
was
little
like-
moment and touch hands." Oh wait, I can't touch you.
But then I have seen people who have done like a heart thing and done it with Ewan. So it's like,
It's because it's not Ewan's rules, it's the people
True,
that
it's
he's
the-
filming with. They said you can go do this con if you have this in place so that we don't lose money if you get ill, basically.
yeah. I did ask the woman who was doing the temperature scale. I was like, "Have you actually turned anyone away?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, oh God."
There's someone there like profusely sweating, like, "I'm not ill, I promise."
I would have I was like saying to someone, I was like, I should just get some ice, just like cool myself down before I go on. Rules put, did you get a hard copy photo with Ewan or digital only? No, I got a hard copy, but because they wanted like £11
A
to like
tenner, £10.
to do like digital, I was like, I'll just do it digitally when I get home at some point, you know.
Yeah.
But I got a nice photo with Ewan, so I got to meet him. He was lovely. Again, it was very quick, but I do understand that there was like a time frame and there was a lot of
Photo
people.
ops are normally like that. When I met Tom Hiddleston at like the normal Comic-Con, it was the same. But then you'll get some, like, if you have like a celebrity that's not like crazy big, but obviously they mean a lot to you. Like when I met Charlie Cox, it was a completely different experience because he didn't have at the time a massive queue or anything. So they're not then fussed about rushing him right through. But if they're like sold out, then they got no choice but to just put you through as quick as possible. They'll always be there all day.
Yeah, but that was really nice. I got to see him. What else did I say? I'll tell you what I really enjoyed. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it. I did enjoy the droid racing.
Oh, I still didn't watch like it for like 5 minutes. I think it looked good fun, but
I wish I had like a little droid.
I started watching, but then like it finished, and then it was like another hour wait till they started again.
Yeah,
so I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was looking at some of the cosplays as well. There were some very creative ones. I'll give them that. Obviously, you got like yours, for example, is your own, which is very cool. You got people that were doing Captain Rex. There was people doing like Mandalorian. There's some good ones. There was like Vader's. I saw a lot of Darth Talons as well.
Oh, did you?
There was quite a lot of them.
I was gonna say, do you know what my favourite one was?
Go on then.
On the Saturday, there was a guy that came up to us dressed as Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. And he had a sign around his neck and it said, "Rocket told me it was Star-Lord convention."
Oh, okay. I think for me, one of my favourite ones that I saw over the weekend, you might have seen it. It was a guy and he did a cosplay of the clone trooper from Kenobi, like the old beggar.
Oh, I know who that is in real life. Yeah, his name's Jordan, or Bounty Helmets on Instagram. He's in the UK clone group I'm in.
Yeah, because I saw him doing his like begging thing, and then I obviously after Celebration, I've seen him pop up on my TikTok doing it.
He got so much stuff put in that helmet as well.
He was like, "This is what I got," and it was like patches, badges, stickers, stuff like. I was like, "That's like." It was such a cool cosplay though.
He's in the 501st anyway as like a normal clone trooper, but he wanted a day where it was a bit more comfortable, so he made that.
He's very good. One of my favorite ones of like the weekend, and one of the most memorables for me as well. What else did I do on Saturday? That was pretty much it for Saturday, really. Yeah, I just again another day of sort of hanging around with different people, chatting to them, talking about Star Wars, you know.
Yeah, Saturday was mostly my catch up with friends day sort of thing.
So that was that, and then Sunday I decided because I had the celebration, the villain. I keep getting it wrong, but it's Villains of the Sequel Trilogy panel.
It's hard because there was a shop called Heroes and Villains there as well, so you get them mixed up.
So yeah, so I had that on the Sunday morning. That was a lot of queuing because obviously if you're going into the celebration stage, it's like, so you go in a separate queue in the morning to sort of get let in early to then queue in the celebration standing line up to that to then go into the stage. Now, I don't know how this happened, but I ended up talking to a guy in the queue next to me. And I was like, he heard me talking to someone, and I was like, "Oh, I'm like Thanos collecting Darth Vader's his Infinity Stones because I'm meeting my third one today." And he was like, "Oh, did you know that Dave Prowse is, the original Vader is from where I'm from?" Now, me being a Bristol guy, Bristol lad, I know Dave Prowse is from Bristol. So I was like, "Are you from Bristol?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm from this place." And it's literally probably 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It's 5 minutes from where I live.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't believe out of all these people here, I've ended up just talking to someone who's literally like 5 minutes away. How? So yeah, so that was quite cool. Got to meet him, got to meet some other people. That panel was it was a nice one because it was quite chilled. You had like, obviously listening to Gwendolyn, Andy, and Ian talk about becoming a villain and what they enjoyed and their sort of stories behind it was quite interesting. Some people will be like, "Oh, it was a bit boring," but if you're interested in actually listening to how they became these people, then it's really interesting in my book.
I really like Gwendolyn and Andy Serkis anyway, outside of Star Wars, so I think I probably would have found it interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was really nice listening to those three. But then yeah, they have recently announced, I think it was yesterday, they announced that Ian McDiarmid is going to be at the London Comic Con in winter. At the one in the Olympia.
The Olympia one, yeah.
So I'm now decided I kind of want to get a photo with the Emperor.
It'll probably be cheaper as well.
It really probably is. I was like, I got to go to that. So if you're listening to this and you go into there, I'll see you there. What else? Oh, also, I've got to give a shout out. Now, I keep getting his name wrong, and I do apologize for this. But I had this very surreal moment on the Saturday, right? So before I go back into Sunday, I've got to say this. I was walking along down the main concourse or whatever,
Making your way downtown.
Making my way downtown, exactly. And I was walking down there, and this guy, like literally in front of me, sort of was just like looking around, turned around, looked at me again. He was like, "Rory, from the podcast." I was like, "No, I'm Will." And he was like, "Oh my God, I listen to you guys. I listen to the podcast." And I was like,
You do?
Like, what? I was like, "Whoa!" Someone actually recognized me from the podcast, and that for me it was so surreal. We've even, he was one of the guys we've actually been talking to about like possibly coming on. So that was just really cool to have someone just recognize me. I'm like, I'm not popular, I'm not famous, I don't know anyone. Like, so that was quite cool. So a little shout out to he goes by the name on a Discord as Commander Rex. I got to work out his proper name because I feel so bad. But yeah, that was really cool. And then on Sunday, I went to the store. I had my light speed lane ticket, something like that. So I went in.
What time was yours?
1 to 1:30 on the Sunday.
Mine was at 2 on the Sunday.
Oh, okay. So probably as I'm going in, you're like coming out. By the time I'd got in there, they'd pretty much sold out everything. So Rules just put, "You crossed paths with another listener." Yes. So yeah, that was quite a fun moment. But yeah, so I went in and when I got to Celebration on the Friday and I saw everyone queuing up, I realized everyone was wearing patches and had like patch shirts and bags. So I was like, I want a load of patches. I want to do like a Star Wars patch top. And they'd sold out. They'd sold out. So
they had like a Return of the Jedi special one, didn't they, with patches on?
Yes. I might be going to eBay. It might be a little bit more expensive, but it's probably worth it. So yeah, so I ended up buying. I should have brought my haul over, but yeah. I'll put it on like the Twitter and that when I've got around to it. But yeah, so I bought my Celebration top, which I think the artwork for this, by the way, is incredible. Like,
that was sold out by the time I got in there.
Oh, was it? Maybe I got the last one. Yeah, so I got this one. I got the Revenge of the Jedi t-shirt. The one with like Vader, and then like it was almost like a movie poster one.
Yeah.
I got that one. I thought that was really cool because obviously we all know it was gonna be Revenge of the Jedi, but then George was like, "Revenge isn't the Jedi way." So so I got that. I got those two. I then got the badge art poster.
Yeah.
Of like all the different ones. So I got that. And because they didn't have the patches, I bought the Return of the Jedi 40th fridge magnet. And I bought the Return of the Star Wars Celebration fridge magnet of like the X-Wing with like the Union Jack.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought those two were nice, so I got those as well. And so yeah, that was going to be my haul. And then I bought some like little ingots, like from one of the vendors, like limited edition things, which wasn't too bad. So I was like, yeah, I'll get that.
Were they like the 20-30 quid ones?
Yeah, it was like
I think I saw them, and they had like different scenes engraved on them.
Yeah. So it was like Kenobi with like them battling. There was like Vader, like in Empire Strikes Back. There was like Andor.
They were really cool.
I got a Vader one, and I got a Kenobi versus Vader. So I'm gonna put those two on my desk at some point. And then so that was Sunday, and then I got really nervous because I was meeting Hayden
Or on Sunday.
on the Sunday. So I kept looking. When I got there on the Sunday, the screen where it was like this group was going in and all that wasn't working. So I was a little bit like stressed, like, what do I do? Do I go away, come back? Because they were like a little bit early. So I ended up having to wait around by the guy and wait for him to call out my group. And then I'm in the queue and I was just really nervous. I'm not going to lie. I was just like, I'm meeting Hayden. I'm actually meeting him. Like, what the hell? And so I've gone in and obviously I've seen him there. This is like, what the hell? What the hell? And then, yeah, so, you know, I met him again, like Ewan, very quick, but he was also very, very nice, very polite. You know, asked my name, loved my Vader shirt, you know, just like simple stuff, and then got like a really nice photo. Once I have made that digital, I will be making that my profile picture on everything.
You can like scan it or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it scanned and get it digitally done, and then I'm just gonna like Facebook, Instagram, everything. It's just gonna be me and Hayden. But yeah, so that moment for me as well. Like I was like, oh my god, this is. It's like, is this real? So that was it. I think on the Sunday as well, they brought Cameron out on the live stage to reveal the Jedi Survivor trailer.
Was that Sunday or was that Monday? I think it was Sunday.
It was either Sunday or Monday. It was one of those two.
Or it might have been Monday.
You might be right. If Rural probably knows.
Yes, I think it was Monday because I announced it on Twitter and said there's going to be a Jedi Survivor surprise. And then it was like first thing Monday morning, I think, or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I was just by the stage. I wasn't even sort of looking at it, but then it was like Cameron Jedi. I was like, oh, okay, this is quite cool.
Oh wait, no. I think it was Sunday. I think you're right, actually. That's my bad. I think it was Sunday. Because I remember seeing this girl that I know, Elaine, who loves that game. She was like nearly crying, and I was like, "You okay?" She was like, "Yeah, I've just seen Cameron." I was like, oh, "Okay, makes sense."
I don't know if you ever got around to looking at it. Did you see the droid builders?
Yes, I actually. I know someone.
Because you know everyone.
Because I cosplay, you make friends, okay? I know someone who was one of the people that has an R2 because they come to some of the events that I do. So, yeah, I know one of the droid builders who has an R2 that he drives around.
Fair enough. I think for me, like, all of them were very impressive, and I liked the look of all of them. But for me, one of them had made a HK-47. Now, for me, Revan is one of my favorite characters, and HK-47 obviously is associated with Revan. And I was just like, this looks so cool. Yeah, I got like a nice, cool photo with a Revan cosplay as well. There was quite a few of those guys around, but yeah.
They basically, so like the guy that I know that has the R2, he like made it all himself at home, but because they're part of like a community, they all like share their knowledge with each other, their droid building knowledge together to learn.
I mean, I was looking at some of these droids, and I was like, I don't even know where to start. Even some of the cosplays, I was like, I haven't got a clue how to do any of that. But yeah, no, that was quite a cool little feature, seeing all these different droids that people have made. Trying to think if there was anything else I did on the Sunday. I think that was it. So yeah, Monday. By now, I was quite tired because I was getting up early to get to the celebration. My shoulders were killing all day Monday because I had my travel bag with me. Chloe is watching. She's just been like, the droids were awesome. Yes. they were
Roger, Chloe.
some proper clankers there. Yeah, no, Sunday I was a bit tired. I was like, I didn't have anyone to meet. You know, I didn't have like a photo op or autograph. So yeah, I was just gonna be like, I'm gonna enjoy my chill last day, sort of very chilled. I had the Bad Batch panel in the morning. Chloe's just been like, Roger. I had the Bad Batch panel in the morning. Now, I just want to say, if you don't want to listen to what was shown, leave now.
Leave and come back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, come back in about 5-10 minutes. So obviously Dee and Michelle come out, and it was just really weird because like you look at Michelle and you look at Dee and then you close your eyes and you hear them talk. Like Dee just sounds like a normal person, but Michelle sounds like Omega. So I was just sat there with my eyes shut at some points and just like, this is Omega.
It's the same with Ashley Eckstein. She's one of the voice actors that just sounds like her character normally.
Yeah, but then obviously you had Dee doing some like Crosshair voice. They confirmed that like Tech has gone, sadly. So yeah, that was quite that was quite, because even Dee and Michelle were both like quite emotional about it, you know.
Or do they want you to think that? I'm joking.
That is a possible.
I don't know.
That is a possible, but I feel like
I think it probably is though.
I feel like the way Dee was, because Dee looked like quite emotional when he was talking about Tech, and it was like, I don't think he would be getting this emotional if it was like, oh, we're bringing him back next season.
My partner pointed out that when we went to see Dee, that every time he saw a Tech cosplayer, that he just looked a little sad. So he said that probably tells you all you need to know.
Chloe's put, I love how Dee can just go from one clone voice to another. Yes, he's very talented, and just such a nice guy. Now, at the end of the panel, they confirmed there is going to be a season 3, and it is going to be the final season. Which I was expecting. Well, I didn't expect a final season, it to be the final. I was just expecting they were going to confirm season 3. But then they brought out the trailer. Wow. Like, there is something. This is why Celebration is like, go into, if you get the chance to ever go to one of these panels, it's such an adrenaline, because you just, when they were like, now we're going to show you the trailer for like season 3. Well, they call it a sneak peek, but it was a trailer. And in it there was, you know, Fennec was back in it. Commander Wolf was in it. So I had a feeling he would turn up.
Tech was in it.
Yeah. Sorry, Chloe. Chloe's confirmed that no Tech was in the trailer. So yeah, I mean, now for me, a highlight that I saw in the trailer, we had Scorch in the latest season of the Bad Batch, and we had the whole Republic Commando squad in like 10 seconds in a Clone Wars episode. But I'm telling you guys now, one of the clone commanders was Boss from Republic Commandos. I'm 100% sure. I've got a Funko of him. I know what he looks like. He is in season 3, so hopefully we see the rest of the Republic Commandos team. Yeah, that was cool. Cody was back in it. Rex back in his Clone Wars armor. Palpatine's back. It's all very, very exciting. And I just wish I could watch it again. right now, but I can't. Again, Chloe's like, I still hope Tech would be alive. There's a couple of people holding out hope for him. So yeah, so that was the Bad Batch pun. Now, what else? Oh, Monday as well. I went to the shop again because the queue was quite small. Because when I went on the Sunday, I forgot to speak to them about my lost stuff. I'd forgot. So I was like, oh, bloody hell. So I went on the Monday and I basically said to them, look, Royal Mail lost my tickets, my T-shirt, and my 2 lanyards that I'd ordered. They told me to come to you, so you would get the thing. Now, the bloke that I spoke to was like, we don't have any more lanyards. We've sold out of that. So, but for your T-shirt, pick any T-shirt you want. I was like, what? Any? He said, yeah, just pick any of these T-shirts that you want. If we don't have the one that you ordered, just, yeah. So I ended up picking the Return of the Jedi 40th patch, like logo top. So I got that for nothing.
What top did you originally order?
Oh, it was just the like. So it's like the Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, it just had the logo across the front.
Yeah, it just had that, but they didn't have my size and sold out. So I went for that one. And then he said, because of the lanyards and they'd sold out, I could get pretty much a pin or anything to the value of the lanyard. So I got a Rancor pin. It's like,
that was quite a big one, wasn't it?
Quite a big one. It's like quite a chunky pin. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but they were like, you can either go to customer service and get like your £16 back, and I was like, it's quite a lot of hassle.
Yeah.
So I'll take the pin.
Yeah.
So that was quite cool. Another thing that I will say on Monday, which for you guys who are watching and listening, could be very exciting. I have a potential guest lined up for the podcast who was actually in Star Wars. Now, this is quite funny. I got to give this.
Can you tell us?
I can, if I can remember. What was his name? I think his name was Samuel. I think. Hang on. Anyway, I might have a quick little check. But basically, when I got into the queue on Monday morning, there was this guy in front of me, and he wasn't in cosplay, but he was like head to toe in like Star Wars apparel, hat, stuff like that. And on his backpack, he had this laminated print, and it was a picture from Rogue One of like the Rebel meeting, and this laminated thing said, "I was the guy who said, just let the girl speak in Rogue One." I was like, really? I was like, nah, this can't be right. So I tapped him. I was like,
and then he turned around and said it, and then you're like, it was him.
So I was like, can I ask how you got into that? And then he was like, basically, I'm a sort of small-time sort of actor. He's like an indie director, producer, stuff like this. And he was like, I wanted to be in Star Wars, and I finally got in it. He said, my character might be showing up in Andor season 2, because obviously it's like the rebels and stuff like that. So he said he might be in that. But I got chatting to him, and he was a really nice guy, and he's got a movie coming up soon or something that he's doing. So I said, well, I'll do a podcast. Would love to have you on. He was like, yeah, just get in touch. So we might be having a guest on this podcast who was actually in Star Wars, which that's pretty
Hopefully he knows more Star Wars quiz questions than me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do a too hard a quiz for him. I think he might like end the call or something. But yeah, so if any of you guys listening or watching get the chance to watch Rogue One, go back and watch that film, and when the rebels are all sort of bickering and chanting, like talking, listen out for a guy say, just let the girl speak. And yeah, he pulled out like picture and he signed it to me. Very nice guy. I can't remember his name. I'm pretty sure it was like Sam, something like that. I might have to quickly check. But again, just a very nice guy. Pretty cool, the fact that he was just coming in with like the fans and that. So yeah, shout out to him. I met someone who was in a Star Wars thing as an extra. Again, that's something like what makes Celebration so cool is the people that you're going to meet. You know, like you could meet anyone. But yeah, so what about your Monday and Sunday? I haven't really spoken about that. How was
can we do pictures? Because I feel like pictures will help me with that. Because I didn't really
okay.
cosplay as such on those days.
Right. So these are your pictures, yeah?
Yeah.
So here we go. So if you're watching this, if you're listening, then obviously there's not really too much you can do, but you're going to have to listen. But if you're watching this is what Emily. So this is your favorite pictures then.
Yeah, and kind of do what I did on Sunday.
Okay.
And things I bought, because you said that you went through the things you bought as well. So Sunday I did my Clone Wars photo with my friend Amy. This is it. Check out D in the corner.
Yes.
That was really fun. I was wearing a dress that I hand painted that had all the Clone Wars characters on and Rebels characters. Ashley's husband actually took notice of me and was asking me about my dress, so I was quite proud.
Cool.
And then what else did I do? So I was like, I'm in the Celebration store. I have to buy a top. And I already wanted the Ahsoka one that said, I'm no Jedi on it.
Mm.
But then I saw this one, which I saw last year, is actually a Her Universe one. For some reason, they had it. So I was like, I'm getting that then instead, because I love the Loft Wolves. And it had Ahsoka on it too. So, and I think it's like nearly sold out on the website as well. So I was like, I'll grab that then. What else? So yeah, Sunday I obviously got my Clone Wars photo op. What else I just mainly chatted to a lot of people. Tried to do a bit of shopping. At the end of the day, I bought this pin, which I think was a Celebration exclusive.
Ooh.
Not 100%. It was quite cool. The guy at Forbidden Planet totally sold it to me. Because apparently you can get an app where you can register the pin to your phone, and then it tells you, like, because they only do limited runs of each pin, so you can see which number one your pin was, and if you get like number one, then you can sell it for like thousands of pounds. So I was like, okay. And then he showed me on his phone, and he literally had his whole room was full of thousands of them that he had collected.
That's cool.
So I was like, I definitely spoke to the right person about that. My boyfriend surprised me and got me this little bag from Heroes and Villains, which is sweet.
I bet that was quite expensive.
I think it was one of their cheapest things, but was still expensive. They'd mostly sold out of most things. Apparently, that was the last one they had when he went and got it. Because they sold out of everything really quick. There was pretty much nothing left by the end of the day. I can't remember which day I got this on, but I did buy one of the art pieces. I bought that one. Some of them had already sold out online, but yeah, I was like, we're going to keep the Loft Wolf and Ahsoka theme whilst I'm at it. That was our picture with Mads signed. Lovely gold pen. But look, just straight, deadpan, straight face. Like, does he even smile? That was the clone meet with 40 clone troopers.
Yeah, I'm looking at like these clones now, and I definitely remember like seeing these guys like walking around.
And then Monday, I'll quickly show you this one as well. This is my favorite picture from the whole weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Because you could queue up and have your photo with it. I got this book, which I really like, which is upside down. It will let me rotate it. Rotate. So I actually got this on the first day. Because I couldn't go to any of the shops, they were too busy, but I just went around the outskirts and I saw this book, and I'm all for women's power. So I got this, and then I bought it. It said £20 on the back. I went to pay for it. She said £15. So I was like, winning. And then she went, oh, also in an hour, the author's going to be here signing for free. So I was like, oh. So I went and got that signed. The author was really lovely. I think that's it for everything I bought. Yeah. So then Monday, I was the last day. Me and my partner were feeling sad. It was the last day. And then we just hit the effort button. And I bought an autograph with Ashley and an autograph with D. Bradley Baker. Because my partner was like, you're never going to get another chance, Emily. And I was like, probably not.
that was the thing, because obviously me and you were like, oh, I'll meet you on the Friday. We'll sort of say goodbye. And then it was like, by the way, I might not be able to do it because I'm meeting Dee and Ashley. I was like, oh, okay.
That was actually my afternoon gone. So Dee, I got this signed because Hunter's one of my favorites. I let him pick the quote. I also didn't pay for a quote. The guy just said you can have a quote.
Oh wow. Okay.
He went, what quote do you want? And I went, I haven't paid for a quote. He went, don't matter. So I was like, okay.
Where was that when I wanted a quote? Chloe,
because it was last day or whatever.
Chloe's just like makes me miss celebrations so much. Yes, I know.
So the really lovely thing about all the Clone Wars voice actors is they let you take pictures and videos when you are speaking to them. I've obviously kept the videos for myself personally, but I did take a screenshot from the videos. So this is Dee looking through. I gave him a load of my stickers that I made with my art on. And there was a picture of my clone trooper in there as well. So I just gave them to him. And then he was like, I didn't expect him. He then was like looking at every single one. I was like sat there for like 15 minutes. I was like, you don't have to look for anyone. He was like, no. And then he put them to the side and was like, I'm going to take them home with me. I was like, oh, thank you.
Oh, okay. That's so cool though.
I was dressed as Hunter. I had a painted jacket that had a Hunter on the back. So I turned around and showed him that as well. So yeah, that was good fun. And then the kind of pain in the ass one, but it was worth the wait, was for Ashley. It was 5:00. She still had a whole massive queue. The convention had closed. They had to take us into the behind-the-scenes celeb area where they all have their breaks. And we just had to queue and wait. So I didn't get out till about 6:30. But she took her time with everyone. She didn't want to rush off. She was lovely. I showed her my dress that I wore in the photo op that I'd painted because they're so quick. I was like, you probably didn't get to see it properly. She was like, no. So that was her. Because on the back it had a picture of Anakin and Ahsoka, like the sunset scene from the film. Yeah. So that's why she's putting that face like, oh, it's so cute.
That is like a really nice photo though, of like the two of you just like, just showing her like your work. And
her taking the time to like look at it and stuff is really cool. And then her signature's badass.
That is cool. The fact that it's like one big A.
Yeah.
Like Ashley and Ahsoka, like that's cool.
Yeah. So that was the picture I got signed. So yeah, that was my Monday. I ended on a massive high. So the downer afterwards when it was over, I was like, oh.
I think for me, like I didn't get hit by the the low, like the missing it till probably Tuesday, because I was just so focused on after celebration being like, right, I'm going home now. I've got to go back to Victoria. I've got to get food. I've got to get the coach, stuff like that. Because I was so focused on that, I didn't have the time to sort of be like, okay, celebration is done. I'm missing it. And then when I finally got to relax on the Tuesday, and I was a bit like,
oh, I'm at home
what am I doing now? Like twiddling my thumbs, like,
yeah,
should be a celebration. So you seem like you had quite a memorable celebration.
Yeah, I made the most of it. I don't, unless it comes back to England again, which probably won't be for a very long time. I don't think I'll go to another one unless it's in England. I don't think I can afford Japan, unfortunately.
Now, I have a funny story about the Japan one. So I was like, all day, I was like, do I stay to find out where it's going to be? Is it worth it? Do I want to be a part of it? Or should I go home? I was like, no, I'm going to stay. I want to see, I want to find out where. So I was at the live stage and I was watching on the screen. And there was this guy next to me, around me, right next to me. And he was clearly from London because of his accent. And he was in some sort of Jedi cosplay. And he had his bags with him.
Yeah.
And he was watching the thing and he was like, please, London, come on. Please, London, give it back to London, come on. And the host, Amy, on the screen was like, so we're coming back to Star Wars Celebration in 2025 in Japan. And everyone around us has been like, ooh. And this guy's been like, F-bombed. He was like, F-bomb. God damn it. Why? And picked up his bags and just walked off. I mean, I kind of had to laugh. I was a bit like, okay, this is kind of funny.
Quite a different experience to what probably happened in Anaheim when they all booked all the hotels here in England, so we didn't have any.
Yeah, that was quite funny because for me it was just this was just a genuine reaction to a fan being like, please be close.
Yeah.
My thinking is after Japan, the next one's going to go back to America.
Yeah.
There's no way they're doing 3 in a row outside of America.
No.
But if that is the case, I reckon I can go to the American one. I don't know if I'll cosplay for it. I'd like to, possibly. But I don't think I can. Because I don't want to take a whole cosplay with me over to the States. But yeah, definitely if it's in America, I'll look at it. Japan, I think the only way I would go to that is if I won tickets to go to it.
My gran my gran comes along with me to some of the charity things I do because she's got a bit of an afro hair, so she cosplays as Pele Moto from Mandalorian. And she was she kind of I could tell she wanted to go to Celebration, but she didn't have the money. But she was like, if I win the postcode lottery, Emily, I'll take us to Japan. I was like, okay, that's a deal.
Oh.
The only way I could afford it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very long trip. Would it be worth it? Probably. I think for me, another thing that was oh, you got to go is it's going to be 20 years since Revenge of the Sith. It's that's going to be...
I'd want to go for more than just Celebration, though. I'd want to stay longer to actually explore Japan because I've never been. So
yeah, but yeah, so that's quite disappointing. But yeah, I think for me, I'm just gonna not look at tickets and stuff like that, and just be like,
if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
If I enter a competition, win tickets to go, I'll go. If I don't, I don't. Yeah, what else did I do on the Monday? Also, Monday, now, I don't know if you got a Trooper of the Week. You got one or something?
You didn't warn me I needed a
No,
trooper.
no, it's fun. Well, because it's celebration, there's so many people.
Yeah,
like-
true. I just thought I said that, and then I just thought, hang on a minute, Emily, you just met 40 clone troopers the other day.
I think you've got some people to choose.
Yeah, I can pick one. I'm alright.
But for me, the person that I'm gonna pick, well, because I felt really bad for her because she took the time to do this, and I personally watch people take advantage of her. So my trooper, I can't remember her full name. I'll put it down in the description now. But her name's Alex something, and she was the woman who designed all the badges, all the badge art, and I saw her doing it on Saturday and Sunday, and I got her to do it on the Sunday, but she was for free. She was signing the badge art and the badges.
Oh yes,
So-
she was selling like postcards of all of them as well. It was like £100 for the whole set.
Yeah, and she was doing it for free, the
I
signing.
was gonna go to her stand, and then that's when we booked the autographs at the end of the day. So then I like missed the opportunity. But that's what I mean. You can't do everything.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel very blessed that I got to see the live stage, got photo ops, got autographs, got to panels. I did as much as I could, and I still wanted to do more. But she was there, and for free, she was signing the postcards and the badges. Now, for me, I personally feel like she got taken advantage of because I saw people, because there wasn't a limit on what she would sign. People were getting her to sign like every postcard.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like she's like, oh, here's a full pack of postcards. Can you sign
with one signature?
Yeah.
Here's every single one signed.
Because there was like 4, 8, 12. I think there was like 16 prints. So I felt really bad for her. So when she came to when it came to me, and she was like, "Oh, what can She was like, "What can I sign?" I was like, "Can you just sign my badge?" I was like, "I think it's a really nice artwork. I love the design of it.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. Just yeah, it's so cool. Like I love the art anyway. That's why I got a poster of it as well because I was like, that'll look nice on my wall." So Alex, I'll put her name properly out in the description and I can give her a proper shout out. I might even tag her because her artwork.
I took a
is
picture
incredible.
with the badge art, the big ones in the celebration store. I took a picture with the Ahsoka one because that was my favorite.
And yeah, she did get. Oh, another thing that she gave me a sticker I could have because I queued up. She was giving out the little stickers of the badge art. So I was like, "Oh, which one do I
Which
get?"
one?
So I got the Vader one because another thing I spent my weekend doing. I was looking at all the different badges and was like, "Oh, that's It's like, so your crew, so you've got like the Reaver one or something like that. So that was quite cool. Just looking at all these different badges. But yeah, lovely person. So yeah, who are you gonna give a shout out to from Celebration?
Let me look quick.
While you're doing that, Rural put either of you meet other Star Wars podcasters over the weekend. I didn't. I wish I did.
Dad Batch. I met Dad Batch. I got a picture with I can't remember his Instagram name. The hunter guy when I had my hunter face paint on, and I got a group picture with them. And then at the podcast panel, they gave out Bad Batch limited posters with their cosplays on. It was really good.
Ooh, that's cool.
But yeah, they were all really lovely and friendly and stuff.
Reminds me, on Monday, I don't know why, I might have accidentally seen you or something on Monday, but I'm sure I saw loads of hunters.
Yeah, it was kind of unofficial Bad Batch day was Monday.
I was going to say, I saw so many Bad Batch hunters. Chloe's put Alpha Ignition is hunter. Ooh.
Okay, I know who I'm picking.
And Rora's
chosen.
put Don Rodriguez as hunter. And Chloe's put, I saw them walking past. I wish I met them, but I didn't get a chance. I'm sure you were at some point, Chloe.
Oh, is she talking about the dad batch?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a dad batch sticker that made my weekend because their stickers already gone.
Not meeting Ashley or
No.
not all of those ones.
I mean, those made my Monday. That was a new week. That don't count.
Oh, okay, new week.
So my trooper of the week is someone I know. I mean, it was hard to pick because I've met quite a few lovely troopers. But I'm going to go with, their name is the Florian Ray on Instagram. Their name's Flo. They cosplay Tech, and they're also in Rebel Legion with Omega and Princess Leia. But I think she had the best weekend out of everyone because she literally loves Tech to death. And she got to meet Dee Bradley Baker as Omega and Tech, and Michelle with Omega as well. And I see if I can get the picture up and show on stream. I should be able to. Oh, there we go. So she got a commission art piece done of her as Tech and actual Tech, and then she got him to sign it with Tech's saying on it. You can kind of see it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's her holding the helmet drawn, and then Tech actually next to her. But yeah, she's awesome. Lovely human being. Makes awesome costumes. And yeah, I think she had the best celebration because she just loves Tech, and she met Dee so many times.
Yeah, there's so many people to shout out. There's way too many, but for me, there's just there's too many people in celebration getting there. I could even have given it to Dee Bradley Baker for seeing him.
He's the trooper of the week.
Seeing him fly across this screen like.
I saw the Clone Wars animation games night though. I did get into that.
I've seen some clips from that.
They were reenacting scenes from Clone Wars and stuff. Oh no, that was it. They were reenacting the scene where Obi-Wan and Anakin fight, and they were like, "Go on, Dee, do a backflip over Obi-Wan." So he did do a backflip, but he did a forwards roll, like really slowly, and then it was like, "Ta-da!"
He's too good.
For someone of his age, the amount of energy he's got, it's amazing.
I think that's what just took me by surprise when I saw him in that in midair across.
He really hurt himself.
I was like, how has he not hurt himself here? Crazy. But yeah, what would you rate your celebration experience? The full weekend out of 10? Tiredness included, hunger, everything.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because, one, they should have spread the convention over all the halls like they do for MCM. That would have made 20 times more sense. And also not a 10 because XL's food is way overpriced. And they could have organised the celebrities a bit better. But other than that, it was amazing.
I think that's a very fair analogy. I think I would say probably the same. I think your points are pretty spot on, to be honest. The food, that's why I brought my own after Friday, because it's way too expensive. Everything was just too together over 2 halls, really, wasn't it? Because you had the live stage bit, and then you had some vendors next to it with the photo ops down the end, and then you opposite it, you had more vendors and Funko booth, shop, Lego, droids at the end, cosplay bits. It's so much going on.
The shops with the queues could have had their own hall, the 4 shops: Funko, Celebration Store, Forbidden Planet, and Heroes and Villains could have had their own hall with queues in. They would have made more sense.
Yeah. I didn't even try. I did get into the Lego one, but I was quite disappointed with that one, to be honest. What
By
was
the time I tried to get into Lego, they literally had sold out of everything. They said, "Oh, we've only got the Brickhead set left." That was it.
it? I bought a Stormtrooper keyring. I was like, I've queued up for this long.
Yeah.
I might as well get something. And I'm like, get that. So I got that as well. But yeah, no, it was just like the whole thing on Friday with D. You know, it wasn't his fault, but there wasn't any update at all to us. You know, it wasn't like someone being like, "Oh, he's in a photo shoot right now. That's why he's late." We were all just sort of stood there like, "What do we do?"
Well, I had one thing moved, and they normally for the London ones there, they normally tweet if there's a change, so you just have to keep looking at Twitter, but they didn't even do that.
Well, even if they did, I probably wouldn't have seen it because of the signal.
Yeah.
Signal was awful. But yeah, no, my overall experience in terms of the people that I got to meet, not just like you and Hayden, people like Sam from America, yourself, other cosplayers, all these amazing costumes and stuff like this. Something that I will never forget. I know I went last year to London Comic Con twice, but for me, this was.
Was that Olympia or MCM?
Yeah, no, that was Olympia last year. I went to the July the big one in the summer, which was 2 halls. So you had the whole Olympia, which was massive, and then I went in the winter, and it was only done in the first hall, so it was a lot smaller. But yeah, so that was a good experience, but nothing compared to walking in to Celebration. Yes, I will definitely be doing plenty of TikToks and Twitter posts and picture dumps eventually when I get around to it. I gotta go through them all. And I know you guys will be looking forward to seeing. I'm probably, where should I put it? Probably there. I'm going to have a photo of me and Hayden. So you get to see that each week, hopefully.
with a love heart round it, yeah?
Yeah, just
in a love heart frame.
Yeah, me and Hayden, me and my guy. But yeah, no, just such incredible. I wish I could go to Japan, but I'm probably not going to go to Japan unless I win tickets or this podcast gets very big somehow.
And you're a guest. You're a guest, though.
Yeah, that'd be quite fun. Could you imagine that? I'd love it if they invited the 501st Com Chat. Let's make this happen. Let's get the podcast to Japan. I don't think we've actually got any Japanese listeners. So
That's probably not.
if you know someone from Japan, get them to listen. But yeah, I think that wraps up this episode. This breakdown and that. We hope you guys have enjoyed listening to us talk about everything we got from Celebration. What I will do next episode, I'll do what Emily has done, and I'll put my favorite pictures, and I can share my screen, and it will include photos of me and you and Hayden and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, we hope you guys enjoy it. We will see you very soon. And yeah, thanks for listening. Do you want to say anything before we head off, Emily?
Bon voyage.
See you later.